Good evening and welcome, Anthony, and welcome everybody at home.
Good
Welcome.
evening. Good evening.
How we doing, mate?
Yeah, good, mate. How you doing, Paul? All right?
Not bad, not bad. Another Wednesday. It's another spiritual talk.
It's another Wednesday. Here we go again.
Another great guest as well we got tonight. I'm just going to check out the comments. I'm sorry if I seem a bit distracted. I've got one of these new screens. I've got two screens on the go.
You got two now.
I'm hoping to see everyone as they come in. Hi, Teresa. Hi, Carol. Good to see you guys.
Lovely to see you. Hi, Kim, as well. Lovely. And welcome everyone to on all platforms, YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram as well.
Oh, is it Instagram, mate? I thought it was Twitter.
I put it on there as well.
Have you? Oh, well done. Awesome. Awesome. If you're
Hi,
joining
Rhonda.
for the first time, hello.
Yeah.
And welcome. So, mate, another great guest tonight.
Another one. They just keep rolling out, don't we, now, every Wednesday? It's brilliant.
Yeah, absolutely. And tonight is no exception. We've got a young lady all the way from Lincolnshire. Her name is Bex Tooby. If you guys have seen the post that we've been putting out there, I'm not sure if she's relatively new to demonstrating, but we're going to find out more about her. Shall we get her in?
Yeah, let's get her in. Let's find out.
Say hello. Oh, the other thing, mate, I've heard a rumor as well that she's going to be doing messages tonight with us as well.
Oh, I'm so glad. That's,
yeah, it's good to see. Good to see. Here we go. Hello, Bex. Welcome.
Hi, Bex. How you doing?
Hello. Lovely to see you both.
Lovely to see you too. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you. Very good. Very excited to be here tonight.
It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure. And so, Bex, how did things start for you on your mediumship journey? I know I said in the intro, are you fairly new to this, or is this something you've been doing for a long time?
So the mediumship part is quite new to me. So I've always been able to sense, feel, hear spirit, but in terms of mediumship and actually giving messages, I went live only a couple of months ago, I think it was near my first one, which was amazing. But I've always been able to read for people. So it just went to the next level with mediumship. I was pushed by spirit to push out of my comfort zone because these opportunities kept coming up. And I was like, well, you keep putting these things my way, so clearly I'm meant to do that. And actually, they were such a success in terms of just raising money for charity, as well as getting messages to loved ones. So it was absolutely brilliant. And now I'm just addicted. I can't stop.
Brilliant, brilliant. So how did it all start for you, Bex?
So really my journey properly started when I think I put it on my little bio at the front that my stepdad was actually quite poorly, and basically he is a diabetic and he lost his eyesight. So his dad had said to him, you need to come to this special place where this person we know will heal you. And so Mum and Dad, very new to that, because I've had a Christian upbringing. We've obviously gone to church every Sunday. So I've already had the spiritual belief, but never went down this road. And what actually happened is a man who saw us actually said, I'm going to come as Ray Brown. I'm going to heal you tonight. I'm going to heal your eyes. Oh. So yeah, really fascinating. So Mum and Dad, I was only about 10 or 11 at the time, and Mum and Dad were just laughing and saying, oh, make sure we have properly clothed at night time then if he's coming in the bedroom, and really sort of took the biscuit out of it, not knowing anything different. And I kid you not, within a week he went from pretty much no vision to full vision. So the healing journey started there. Yeah, it was amazing. And that's where our belief grew, really. And then, of course, because I was only young at the time, I was just had an awareness of it, didn't do too much with it. And it really sort of started kicking in again when I was in my sort of early 20s, and I could really sort of start sensing and feeling things again. So again, I did stuff, lightly with my friends, family, but didn't really do much with it until literally the last 5 years. It's been really sort of a big part of my life, where I've fortunately networked with a lot of people in this, where I live in this area, who've got a similar belief. I've met amazing people on my journey. I know some of them you've interviewed, and they've just helped me to develop that skill. And the biggest thing for me was trusting. As soon as I trusted what I was being given and what I was being shown, it's almost like the floodgates opened and spirit just went bam, and it went from there. So really, it's been a bit of an amazing journey, and I suppose it was August last year, I was asked to do my first MBS fair, to which I first went, no, I'm just going to do it for my friends and family. And I got told, you're not going to grow if you don't step out of your comfort zone. To which is very, very true to anyone out there. That's very, very true. So I did, and it was amazing. The feedback was incredible, and I was just left on such a high at helping so many people that's just then when it then took off again, and that's what I've been doing ever since. Really, it's been brilliant.
How well received has it been in terms of from family?
Amazing! Yeah, they're so behind me. They're just encouraging me every step of the way because they've seen me grow as a person as well as spiritually. And it's interesting actually because I was a teacher. I still am a teacher. I've still got that qualification. And although I love teaching children, the sad side of it is as many people know, the pressures from the paperwork and everything else does kind of dominate the job. So I just wasn't enjoying it as much. And with circumstances in my life that happened at the time, I was actually, Spirit intervened and took me away from teaching. And then I was like, well, what am I going to do? And then this just all opened up. So it was almost like it was being prepped behind the scenes for me, ready to go. And here we are. So yeah, the family have been really supportive because they've seen how happy I am and doing what I'm doing now.
Yeah.
Does anyone else in your family have a spiritual gift, or is it just yourself?
Yeah, my mum's very spiritual. She's very accurate with things. And actually, my daughter, she's only 10, but she will come out with the most amazing things at times. And I remember when she was only 6, I think she must have been, or 7, she said, Mummy, I can see a tall person that's all in pink and a tall person all in blue. And I knew immediately it was the angels. I knew straight away who it was.
Yeah.
And she said, but they don't come with me to my daddy's because I'm not with her father anymore. She said, they don't come with me to daddy's, but they're in mummy's house. They're at the top of the landing. And she described them down to the T. So I know she's very, very perceptive and aware of it. And she's very supportive. She thinks it's brilliant what mummy does.
That's great. That is great.
So, yeah. And my fiance thinks it's fantastic. He's just like, I surprised him one day when we first got together and was just healing his knee. And I said, who's Doris? She's here in a spotty drunk. He went, oh, shut up. How did you know that? And he was absolutely taken back by it because it was all very new to him. And it was just great because he was just laughing and saying, that's my, because he said, no, you tell me more. I'm not going to tell you who it is. You tell me more. And I said, well, actually, I feel it's related to you on your nan. I said, but I feel it's like Nan's sister. She went, yeah, it is. Her name is Doris. And she wore a spotty dress. I said, she's also got a big mixing bowl, one of those big old mixing bowls. She loved to bake in the kitchen. Yeah, she did. She was going, and he was completely blown away by it. So now he's a big believer in what I'm doing as well. So he finds it great.
That is great. So yeah, absolutely. Because that can put people off. It can really put people off. And people have this perception that mediums know everything about their partners. We don't, do we? So yeah, fascinating. It really helps if your partner is really supportive. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I couldn't be doing this work if it wasn't for him, because we do have a little baby who's 1, and he has him every evening while I'm working, or I'm doing it at the weekends at MBS fairs or anything like that. He's brilliant. He will take over. He will help with him, and he's so supportive. But then my little girl is as well. She's very supportive. She stays and she helps with little in, and yeah, I'm really lucky and very blessed that I've got the support from both of them.
Yeah. I was going to say, did you have a religious upbringing yourself, though?
Yeah.
So did that conflict in any way?
Yeah. So it's interesting because obviously my mum and dad separated when I was 5, but they were both religious. My dad more so than my mum, but mum continued to take us to church until we came across this, really. And then it opened up because we're very open-minded. My mum's very open-minded, so she was, very keen to, we still have a heavy belief in, obviously, in Jesus and God, and I do. And I think it sort of went from there, really, because we were open to the fact where my dad is much more conservative, heavily involved with the church, a very conservative upbringing. He's Church of England, but he's very conservative. So he still to this day finds any conversation with me difficult about it. He'll listen, but he doesn't quite get it. And the funny thing was, because it follows through from his side of the family, my granddad was heavily involved. He was church warden. So again, you can see what's going on. We we're very, very heavily religious background. And when he passed, and I knew when he would pass, he'd come over, and it's just hilarious because I know now he knows. It's like, oh my goodness, this really this does exist. Where again, he would have been like, we don't talk about that. And the discussions I'd have with him would be things like, but Jesus was a healer, so why don't you believe in it? And there'd always be an answer, a cut dead answer, and you couldn't then have a discussion about it. So I'm like, okay, that's fine.
So where did the transition take place from being religious to then moving into more of a spiritual kind of focus?
I think it was when my stepdad lost his eyesight. I think that's really where it changed for all of us. Right. Yeah, because there was we were blown away so much by you. I mean, you've got to remember someone saying to you, "We're going to come and heal you," and you've never heard of a healer before, to then having no eyesight to full vision again. It changed our lives. And even though I was small, I do remember it ever so significantly. And I think that's where for us it was always that belief that, I mean, people say they pray, but you can pray in lots of different ways, can't you? You can pray, in a church, you can pray to God, you can pray to the angels. I mean, a thought is a prayer, isn't it? And I think it was that open-mindedness that then started my journey from there, because things changed for me. I still happily went to church with my dad, but I had a much more open awareness that there was a lot more to it than that. But I do remember being quite small once in the bathroom and thinking, there's got to be more to life than just being born and then dying and then that's it. That doesn't make sense to me. And I do remember, I was only about 5. I do remember it ever so clearly and thinking, yeah, this doesn't sit right with me. Something's not quite right. But obviously being so young, I didn't, think any more of it. So it does show from a young age, you can be quite intuitive.
Absolutely. Yeah, very perceptive. Yeah. Yeah. So are you not put off with doing the demonstrations? I know you did one recently for Spiritual Talk. You stepped in for a medium who couldn't make that particular night. How did that go?
That was absolutely nerve-wracking. I turned up obviously not having done that before, and because, as I said earlier, I've been pushed out of my comfort zone. I've been pushing like 3 different people to do this. I was like, okay, I've just, again, the word, I've got to trust. So I just went in, and for me, I know I deliberately didn't watch any other mediums because I haven't been to a mediumship for a while. And I thought, if I watch someone else, I'm then going to think that I need to do it that way. And I was told directly from them up there, do it your way. So I did. And it was actually really nice of me because I was at the front. And as I said to you before, I've got a teaching background, and I do miss actually being in front of a classroom to a degree. And to me, it was a bit like that because I had, everyone listening to me. So it was where I felt I needed to go. And I was just told from whoever, from my guides, they were just said, right there. And I would be straight at that person. And the message just came through immediately because, again, I had to relax and trust. And the message just came through immediately for them, to the point that one of them, I knew it was a friend of theirs that came through, and I knew they'd had a car accident, and I could see because they were showing me. And it was really lovely and comforting for them because I could see they were a little bit anxious about what I was going to say. And I have to trust what they're going to give me. But actually, his personality came through, and it was amazing. And he was giving a message that needed to be said. But on top of that, I said to him, I sense there's a little boy around the man that's passed over. I said, but it's not his boy. I said, it's his nephew. And they went, yeah, we can take that. We can take that. And I said, right. I said, he's telling me he's just started playing chess. And they said, yes, he has. And I said, well, he said, he wants you to know every time he's winning, it's actually him whispering in his ear and telling him what to do next. And of course, it was just roars of laughter through the whole of the audience. And of course, the more that happened, I just think that the atmosphere was amazing that night because everyone was like, wow, that's amazing. That's fantastic. And the more that happened with the audience, the more cooperative they were, the stronger the messages came through for everyone, which was just brilliant. So I do think that has a big part to play with it as well. But yeah, just going to the people and giving them the messages, and then just so many people at the end just saying, wow, that was amazing, thank you so much, can we get in touch with you, you know. It was wonderful. I just went home thinking I've made such a difference in people's lives, and that's what I'm about, you know.
And that's really relevant, some of the things you've just said there about how the audience participation, if someone's going along to see a demonstration in mediumship, sometimes the energy of the medium is not connecting with the audience, and therefore that can have a direct impact on the messages and the quality of the messages that are coming through. The more the energy is raised, the better the contact, and a lot of people don't realize that. And sometimes the audience are guilty of sitting on their hands, or vice versa, the medium's guilty of not engaging. So it sounds like with your background as a teacher, you're going to be a natural, Bex.
It's funny actually, because one of the ladies that was running it actually came to, because she knew I was nervous. The girls knew it was my first one, and I tried not to let the audience know too much about that. Even I just said to them, just be gentle, you know, I'm not used, and just because I didn't want them to think, oh, she's going to be a rubbish.
Well, people
you know,
yeah, absolutely.
Everyone's got to start somewhere, you know, with anything. And I just sort of, once I got into sort of my teacher mode, which is kind of funny, because one of the ladies actually said to me, right, try and, well, because I was going round the audience a little bit, she said, just try standing at the front a bit more, and only if you feel comfortable with that, and see how it goes. And it did, it flowed more. But yeah, if you've got great audience participation, then it just comes out so much easier. And I just felt so relaxed, because I felt I was back in the classroom, and it just flowed really, really well. But yeah, she said to me at the end of it, the lady was doing, she just said, I don't know what you were worried about. You were born to do this. You were a natural.
Was that Sean by any chance?
Sorry?
Was that Sean by any chance?
Yeah, it was Sean, and it was another lady doing the raffle. I can't remember who it was, and it was just lovely.
Carol. That'd be Carol Sharp. Hello, Carol, if you're watching. So yeah, Sean's watching from Ibiza as we speak.
Oh, bless her.
She has said hello to you. So yeah, absolutely.
But it's interesting, Paul, what you were saying about the audience. I'm glad it's not just me that noticed that, because the next day, as I said, I had another charity night the following night, which was, again, very coincidental, but it happened. Yeah. And I felt as I walked in, the first half, I could see the audience and feel the audience were being a little bit obstructive. And even the lady that was organising it was like, it's all right, keep going. She could see. And I was like, okay, right, you've put me here. Come on, let's make this work. Let's do it. Yeah. And anyway, I went over to this lady and again got very specific information for her. She would not take this person, and being very obstructive with me. And I said, look, I have to give you this because I am being told this, and if you can't take it, then please do take it away with you. And then I was going, no, and actually, no, I'm not having this. I need to know who this is, because this is just, this is bugging me now. And the funny thing was, they then gave me the name straight away, and she went, oh yes, that is my sister, my mother's sister. I said, that's what I said. She kind of got it. It really went. And then of course the interval, it was really interesting how the atmosphere literally changed at the interval. They'd gone out, had teas and coffees, and they were all talking, and I just sort of stood back from it all, just taking a breather. And I could hear them going, wow, she is really good, actually, isn't she? It was like a surprise, like, oh my goodness, yeah, but did you hear what she said there? And did you hear this? And literally, as everyone came back, the atmosphere just completely changed. Literally, it was light, and everyone was just keen and ready to go. And the messages just flew through at people. It was amazing. But you can tell what a difference it makes if people are not engaging with you.
Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely.
It's only got to take, and that's also the medium as well. The medium has the responsibility to engage with the audience. There's a famous medium, you probably know, Gordon Higginson. He always used to say, make them laugh, make them cry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To raise that vibration. It's so true. But for what everyone's told me, you were absolutely amazing. And I'm so glad you took the plunge and did it for us. It was brilliant experience. And it is a learning process, and for people out there, you're an example. That the other thing you said, which just come into my head as well, did you give names on the night?
Yeah.
So you do know that takes years of work, years and years for a lot of people. They work a long time developing their mediumship to get names. They really do. So,
I'm not saying I get them all the time. I don't. but sometimes I do. If it's very specific, I do get a name for them, which is great. And actually, funny enough, I had a client here on a one-to-one basis with one of my private readings, and she came to my house, and we could not place them. She was very open, which was great because, you know, as you know, people are much more open. They get a fantastic read because it just flows a lot better. And we knew this person who was coming through, but we couldn't place her. And I just went, come on, guys, give me a name. And the name just came straight away to her. And she went, yeah, it is that person we were just saying about. I went, perfect. That's confirmation. That's all we need to know.
Yeah.
And it was amazing because I don't always get it, but we obviously, sometimes you just need that for them to get that clarification that it is that person.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm quite honoured really when I get that.
Yes, wonderful thing. And it is wonderful thing to be getting names. That's fantastic. We've got Carol Phillips has asked a question. Hi, Carol. Did it make you feel nervous when people started to ask you questions when you first started?
That's a funny one. Yes. Does she mean in the mediumship, or does she mean in general?
Yeah.
Yes, in the mediumship.
Yeah, medium.
Yeah. Yes and no. Yes, it did from the point of view that I thought, oh, wow, I'm being asked a question on the spot and I've now got to really tune in and get that. But because I work so closely with my guides, I get the answer immediately. When someone's asking me something, I generally get the answer straight away before they've even finished asking the question. That happened tonight. I've just been and done another lady's reading tonight. And you know, I knew what she was going to say before she'd even finished saying the end of the question, and the answer was there immediately, and with a name as well. And she just went, "All right, that's fine." So yeah, when I first started doing it, it was almost like I am a bit nervous because it's almost like an interview kind of feeling, really, because you're being put on the spot with a question, and you know you want to get the right answer for them. But because again, I've learned, and this is through learned behaviour, the more I trust, the easier it comes. If I panic about it, so a bit like an interview, if you panic about a question, you kind of stumble around, don't you? And you don't get the answer that needed. So it's not even just about starting out with questions. It's even now, if someone puts me on the spot, I just have to make sure I'm very relaxed and I trust, and the answer will come through. So it's just remaining in that headspace all the time.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, there's another question here from Carol. How does it make you feel when you give messages from? She's auto-corrected herself from loved ones.
Oh, do you know what? I don't even know if I can put this into words. Let's start with teaching. When I teach, I feel passionate about it. I feel like I've given something back to the children and I've done a good job. Okay. But this is on a whole different level. This is just like the emotion that comes through when you can see that person, particularly when they're crying, and in a good way. I'll give Sian an example. I make Sian cry, bless her, with hers. Just because when you give that message and they can resonate with it, and you've given something back to them, it's just such an amazing feeling. It's like the best feeling in the world. And I'll give you a comparison. Even we as humans, we're mediums, but we're also humans. We have bad days, we have good days. When you are going through, and I have been through a bit of a difficult time recently personally, and despite that, sometimes you think, oh, should I be doing a reading, or should I be doing this, because I'm not in a great place myself. But as soon as I've linked in and given that, and the feeling that I come out of the room buzzing then when I've done the mediumship or I've done the reading, because just working with spirit and being able to connect with people and give them that message and making them feel better, that makes me feel better, because I know that I've done some amazing, I've made a difference in that person's life, and that's what does it for me. And that's why I just love I'm just so passionate about what I do now.
Yeah, that's awesome. The other thing I wanted to go back to, something you mentioned earlier, trust, and that word trust with your guides.
Yeah.
And so you clearly have built up a relationship with your guides. Can you go into that a little bit? Because a lot of people, I get a lot of questions about guidance and working with our guides, what it's like, how we connect, etc. And I know it's individual. We all have our own experiences, but can you give us a little bit of background about how you connected with your guides? what was the first feelings you had when you realized you were talking to your higher guides or the guides that were connected to you? And do they have calling cards, that kind of thing? Because I know a lot of people were sitting at home that are really interested in the guidance.
That's interesting, actually, because this is, for me, has built up over many years, and I didn't even realize I was connecting with my guides when I was doing it to begin with. Because I've done lots of spiritual classes, a lot of what a lot of people want to be doing, actually something I'm now doing for other people as well to help them. And it's more about for me, when I connect in with them, I get images, I get pictures, I get messages. And I suppose from when, like I said, going back a few years ago, when I've always had that kind of image, but it's never been as strong as what it is now. So when I used to get them, I just used to think, oh, it's my imagination, and I'd just dismiss it. I'd just be like, no, that's not what. And then I learned through some of the development classes I was doing that actually I was getting very strong messages through and connecting in with the higher realm without realizing. To the point that even when I'm meditating, I have to have a grounding stone on me, because I whiz off so high so quickly. I actually feel physically sick because I go too quick. So I have to kind of, what I do before I do any reading or anything, any mediumship isn't, I connect in with them in a sense that I will connect in with the higher light. I will ground myself, and I'll say to them, I'm ready for you to step forward. And I mean, I'm still developing what my guides look like, because that's how early stages it is for me. But I know and trust when they're showing me and giving me things, I know that it's them. So some people might say they can hear things or see things. I just sort of get almost like a voice in my head just goes do 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 do, and I'm like, okay, I know that, and this is about the trust. I know that that's not me thinking that's them communicating with me, and that's got to come forward. And I'll get an image as well at the same time. So go on, sorry.
So I'm just gonna come in because this is a really important subject for me, for a lot of people as well. But at that moment, when you get all that information at once, is it literally like straight in? It's almost like you start talking, you know where it's coming from, but it's there, you know it's coming from high guidance, and your guides, and that's how it feels for you. Is that straight there? You know, it's you know.
Yeah, immediately. It didn't used to be. It didn't used to be until I developed it. As I said, I keep using that word trust. But once I was then trusting that I knew that it was being messages given, it's almost like the more I've trusted, the more I get. It's a bit like that, the more I trusted, it's not my imagination, that it is actually, coming from somewhere. It's amazing, because I just go, okay, give me more. And of course they do give me more. It is like a flash. I'm getting images, I get names, I get the message through straight away. To the point that I've been able to do telephone calls with people that I haven't actually seen, and be able to get the message through for them straight away, which is very powerful. I know one lady that she said to me, well, I'll test you. I'll put you to the test. I want you to do this. Anyway, I had a chat with her. Just got her name, never met her before, didn't know who she was, and I literally connected in with her. Got everything about her health, got everything about her career, and straight away, and she was like, wow, not many people can do that. And again, it's because you get it so quickly. I used to get it and go, oh God, that was me, that's not me, where did that come from? And because you don't understand it, and then when you do trust in your guides and allow them to come through and allow you to give them what they've given you, it's just amazing. It's so quick. It's so, as you just described, it's wonderful, because then I'm actually saying to them, and they'll laugh in the audience. Actually, the other day I was like, just slow down, hang on a moment, because it was all coming through so quick, and I couldn't get my words quick enough.
It can be like that, can't it? And sometimes it's evidential with the contacts you've got. They're talking so fast you can't keep it in your head, so you kind of trip over the information you're receiving. Absolutely.
What's the most difficult one you've had, Bex? Most difficult reading you've given?
I would say those people that become quite obstructive and they won't give anything, and that you're being okay. One example, when I was doing a live stream. Oh, can you hear me still?
Yeah,
we can. Keep going, Bex. Don't worry.
I was doing a live, actually it was just in a group one that we were doing a live one, and there was a lot of people coming into that group who I didn't know. And they just wanted a card and just a quick message. So again, I just got the cards, I got a message. This is before my mediumship really kicked in. This was more when I was working with my angel cards and with my guides. And I got given very strongly actually that the lady had cancer. And she was, I felt that she was very, very poorly, and she put stage 4 cancer. And I must admit, I was like, it threw me then, because I was being told summer, it will be okay, summer. And she just kept saying, but I've got, you know, stage 4 cancer. And for me, that was like, it threw me. And this is where I then disconnected. This is what I learned. You see, I then disconnected with my guides, because I automatically thought I think myself kicked in rather than my higher self of, I've got it wrong. Oh my God, I've got it wrong. I've got it wrong. What are you giving me? And so I panicked. And that's the worst thing that I can do in any reading, in any form, because if I panic, it shuts down, and I just don't get anything then, because I doubt myself, and doubt what you know, Spirit's giving me. So yeah, I think that was probably the hardest reading that I had, actually, because it was something very difficult to try and tell somebody. And then I think I was like, well, I have got this wrong. I was told later on by somebody else who was watching, who was a very strong medium anyway, and said you were spot on and you were actually right. And if you'd followed that and pushed that, you would have got the message for her. So I think that was probably my most difficult reading, because it was such a sensitive subject, and obviously I wasn't expecting that to come through.
Yeah.
Because I just think sometimes you've got to be so careful with giving false hope or false expectation, and knowing what to trust and what you've been given. Do you see what I mean?
Absolutely. That's the problem with mediumship. There's so much expectation, but there's also responsibility in what we say to people.
Yeah.
So there's that fine line of what we say. So absolutely. So Carol Phillips has asked, what is your strongest Claire?
My strongest Claire?
Yeah, as in, how do you work? Do you see, hear, sense? How would you call it?
So seeing and hearing is my strongest. So that's how I work. When I say see, everyone works differently, and the way I work with Spirit is almost like being in a dream. It's like being in a bit of a dream, and it's almost like pictures get floating into your mind. That's how I work with them when I'm doing sort of readings and when I get images. When I work with mediumship, and obviously I can now obviously see the loved one that comes through, and I can describe them. And again, it's almost like they're a faint figure that's in my mind's eye. So it's not like so some people can say they can actually see figures walking across and actually see, you know, and clear like that. And I don't get that. But what I do see is I see them in my mind's eye. It's almost like Spirit project. It's like a projector that comes out and like, this is what they look like. So I know everyone works differently, but that's mainly what I do, is I see when I'm working with mediumship. But obviously I hear as well. That's what I was just saying earlier. I can hear what they're saying to me. So it's almost like a running commentary. It's almost like being in a bit of a dream and trying to piece the bits together, because you see and you hear what's going on. It's really bizarre, because I do get asked that question quite a lot. How does it actually work? And I said, well, for me, this is how it works.
Yeah.
And as I said at the beginning, because it's so new, I suppose, to me, because I've had it but never developed it to this level. I've just had to trust what I'm being shown is actually what they're giving me, and obviously it is because of the work that I've done now. So it is really strange how everyone is different.
It is. And I sometimes get similar to you. I see it inside, but then I get it projected. So it really depends on the situation. Moving quickly on, because we've got a lot of questions to get through, and we really appreciate everyone's interaction. Do you prefer, this is from Cheryl, do you prefer working in one-to-one readings or platform work?
Hi Cheryl. I love one-to-one readings, because I love the personal interaction with that, because for me it's like tutoring on a one-to-one basis, which I love. So I love doing that, and I love being the energy, and I feel that you can have it like a chat with them, you can relax, they can get a lot through, and because on a one-to-one you've got a lot longer, you get a lot more through for them. But I have to say, platform work, because of my teaching background, I absolutely love that. I didn't think I was going to, but I do now. I absolutely love it. I've just been asked to do another charity one in August, actually. And it's just lovely because in that respect, I feel like I'm giving lots of messages to lots of people in a short space of time. So they get a little message here, a little message there. So you've kind of gone away thinking, yeah, I've actually touched quite a few people's lives this way. So I enjoy both really. I don't have an overall preference of either, because I like them for different reasons. So I hope that's answered the question.
yeah. Carol's asked another great. Hi, Carol. She asked another great question. Do you get information before you actually do the reading, and when you meet people? That's a great question.
Yeah, it is. Well done,
Some
Carol.
people would argue don't pre-link. Some people would say that.
It's really funny actually, because particularly when I'm doing my one-to-one readings, I will always obviously ground bubble myself, do my my high self things that I need to do, prep myself beforehand. And often as I close my eyes, I will often get given an image of something, okay, and I'll be like, okay, that's clearly meant for this reading then. And at the time I won't know what it's necessarily about. And I'll give you an example. I closed my eyes for a client a few weeks ago, and I got given a dragon, and I was like, a dragon? Why have I got a dragon? And it was a purple dragon, very specific. And I was like, okay, that's fine, we'll put that to the side. It transpires that the lady I was actually reading for, her actual guide was a dragon.
Oh wow.
Worked with her. And I was like, wow. And we connected in with that immediately. So yes, I do get things before they've even come through. And sometimes you can't help it. You do have to learn to shut it off and shut it down again, because sometimes you are there, and because you're very spiritual, probably you two probably have the same, but when you're talking to someone, and the same with anyone, you get a vibe off someone, and then you're given something straight away and you're like, no, shut it down. So it's knowing about when it's appropriate and not, sort of thing. But I do know how to close myself up and down now, which is really good. So yeah, so you can pick up on things straight away. It's quite easy to, but it's learning how to when that's appropriate and when it's not really.
What is your routine for that? What do you do? Again, a lot of people ask that question. How do you open up? How do you shut it down? What do you do?
It's a bit like a tap, really. I also describe it as a bit like a frequency, a bit like a radio frequency where you tune in and tune out. And I will just literally, just as I said before, just have the higher light coming down from me all around me. I'll ground and bubble myself, protect myself. And then I just close my eyes and ask my guides to come in and say, okay, that's fine for you to, I'm okay to work with this person. I also find, I don't know where this has come from, but I end up doing this. I end up sort of rubbing my hands.
Yeah.
I don't know where that's come from.
Building energy. That
but it's sort of a habit I've always got into, and then I seem to do that, and then the energy, whether it's because you're building your energy, it's a natural thing for me to do, and it just comes. It's really funny.
Do you deal with protection at all, Bex? Because I know a lot of people on here feel strongly about protection. Do you have a form of protection or not? Or do you leave it to your guides?
I ask my guides. I always ask my guides. I always bubble and protect myself. But then I do that in other situations as well. I mean, I'll bubble myself before I get in the car and ask for the glow protection around me as I'm traveling in the car. So I'm always working with spirit and always asking that. But also, a lovely lady said to me once, when you know that you're in a difficult situation, I do actually tell my clients this as well when they're feeling very vulnerable, is to have a wall of mirrors around me that face outwards, that are taller than me. And I put myself in those mirrors with a bubble of love, like a bubble of pink, and ask if I'm going into that situation to have protection around that, And I do feel that helps me immensely, because I can feel the strength of that working. But yeah, I think generally speaking, I always just ground and bubble myself before I do any readings, because, and I have my incense as well. I will always cleanse the room as well if I'm working at home for different energies. And sometimes actually where I've been doing, because part of my thing that I've been developing is Psychic Bex for Better Business. And I've been trying to work with businesses to help them improve what they're doing in the way that they're working. And one of my clients that I have been working with, he's now on a 5th or 6th session now. I physically felt a shift in energy, and we had to actually undo the door and let the energy out, because I could physically feel it in there with her,
Right.
and on around her shoulder, and we shifted it, and it was such a big shift that we had to just undo the door and let it out, to the point that she actually contacted me that night and said that her partner had been offered something amazing on the red carpet in London, which just came all about that night after we did these massive energy shifts with her. So it has a big knock-on effect with everything. So I do feel the energies, and I do work with them, and I know if something needs to be shifted and gone, if you see what I mean.
Yeah.
It's quite interesting, Bex, that you mention about businesses, because I've done a little bit of research on you in the last few days, and it's quite interesting about this 90-day package for businesses. That really interested me, not only as a medium, but as an individual, of course, connecting with people. But that's quite a unique way of connecting. And 90 days, that really quite grabbed me, reading your story and your way that you've elegantly put things together for businesses.
Thank you.
Don't have to go into too much detail if you don't want to. I'm not, nicking your business or your business plan. But yeah, do you want to just quickly sort of mention the actual genuine idea around that? Really?
Yeah, it's linked off into two different areas, actually. That is, it's grown into two different things. So basically, I wanted to branch out. I love my one-to-one readings. I love doing my mediumship, and I'll come back to the mediumship because that's linked with it. But I wanted to do like more than that. I thought, okay, I'm giving these people just one-off readings, but what if I could actually do a block session with them and really go in quite deep with them and move some energy shifts and actually help them improve their businesses, find out where the blockages are by talking to my guides and really going into it. And this is what the lady was just talking about before, because on her first session, there were tears, there were all sorts, there were energy shifts, because I was able to connect in with her and things that had stemmed right back, that trauma and things that had come in, and clear those energies and work through them. And she's now on a program where she's actually sort of working on herself, which will develop her business further. And I believe it is having a positive impact on her with the feedback she's given me. And it's just basically being able to work alongside people to just move them forward. And what I do is I will do a deep meditation, because it's a bit longer than an hour. It's just over an hour that I do with the meet session, because it's quite intense. And we'll do a deep guided meditation session, and often a lot comes through that's very personal to that person anyway, because I'm being guided with what needs to go next. And then I'll get the messages through from my guides about what needs to happen, what might be the sticking point, or whatever the problem is. And it just helps them to move forward. And that's what I really want to do, because I want to help people move forward. Those people that are saying, well, I've just started a business and I can't get further than this. What's the problem? And it's actually having a really positive effect on particularly the client that I'm working with now. So that's what I want to be doing. But the second thing being is that, as you know, there's a much more openness and awareness of mediumship now, I feel particularly since COVID. And I think because a lot of loved ones passed over without people saying goodbye and that kind of thing. So actually what I want to do is work and branch out with mediumship with businesses. So where I've done it, where, at the moment they're, working with people that, for example, that, an organised event for a charity and people buy their tickets through that person. What I want to now do is then go into, so I actually pitched this for the school and they were actually quite interested. I'm still waiting to hear back from them. But I went in and said, right, you've got a staff of, they had about 60 odd staff. I said, there are a lot of people here that, perhaps had difficult, maybe believe in it, don't believe in it. Okay, that's fine. They're each into their own. But what if I was able to put a well-being evening together for you and actually help the staff well-being for one night in, basically the same as a mediumship night, but to a business, as in like a school, because people don't often do that. It's often at organised events that they go and do. I want to go into them and say, hey, let's do this as a package for your staff for one evening, for them all to get together, to have a few nibbles, a bit like a party really, but just for me to host it and then go through and give messages. And the head teacher was actually quite, he seemed quite up for that actually. So it depends on your audience, depends on what you're going to do, but I just feel it will make a big impact in businesses if you can do a business night for them as well. And of course, leading on from that, which if you've been doing your research, you'll probably know, it really is my wellbeing package, because I've also put together where obviously some people will have HR will organise, I don't know, some form of counselling or whatever that to people that may need it. My thing is, well, actually, rather than doing maybe counselling, what about something like this? What about someone I pay the package I put together that the school, say, let's use the school as an example. They have 6 or 7 people that are struggling where they are, and the head teacher can then say, well, actually, I know somebody that can help you with things like that, with loved ones that have been lost, or messages that you might want or need from, and they can put X amount of people to me in that month, for example, and then I can help them. So it's a bit like counselling, but as a mediumship. So it's like messages coming through for loved ones that may need that reassurance, and again, I appreciate it's not everybody's cup of tea in the workplace, but a lot of people are susceptible and curious as well.
Yeah, but surely that's what it's about, though. I mean, the mediumship is about the healing process. It's about giving those messages to help us move forward in our lives, to release us from the trauma of loss and grief, etc. On the back of that, though, Bex, do you find an organization has its own energy?
Yes.
And
definitely.
do you work with that energy directly, or do you work with the individuals? Obviously, the individuals make that energy, or is it individualistic, or is it as a collective? Does that make sense?
Yeah, it depends on the client, it depends on the situation, and I just have to be guided by whatever they give me, because it's sometimes it can be that it's a sticking point in the actual workplace as such, but generally speaking, it's often personal things where they're feeling a bit blocked and trapped from what's happened to them. So it's almost like going to a point of call of, okay, so if one of us wanted to go and see a medium, you didn't know where to go. Where do you go? Where do you go and find one that you can trust? This is almost like, here I am. This is what I do, and if that staff would like to take that, then they can take that with them, and I can help those people on an individual basis, because often the problem is that there's a sticking point within them. It's often a lot of it is confidence as well with people. A lot of it is confidence, and that can again come back from a childhood thing that you need to tap into and kind of like work through with them. It depends what they give me really and what they say, but either way, I think it's really amazing that people are able to then branch out and find those answers if they want to.
Yeah, no, I think it's a brilliant idea and a great concept.
I think it's a great idea as well, especially after reading your website and everything about that, which is why I brought it up. Then at the same time, it must be a little bit tricky knowing what company would accept that package, and even if the management give you the green light on it, with the staff, I don't know, not believe or want to do that kind of thing either. How do you play that, really?
Yeah, exactly. And it is about how I present it to the businesses that I've spoken to, because it is such a new thing. And obviously it's a very entrepreneur thing. Nobody's actually done this before, so they're all a little bit what's that about, and a bit cautious. But my big thing is that, look, this idea came to me, and I've again, that word trust, I trust that they've given that to me. So I believe that the Spirit will give me the clients that need this, the businesses that need this, because I have had interest from, I went to a BNI meeting actually not so long ago, and there was a few people in there saying, gosh, yes, we do need more people on wellbeing packages. This is actually a really fantastic idea. So it's really more about actually getting the idea out there, people feeling comfortable with it, and letting it grow from there. But I just trust that I know Spirit will bring the right people to me when the time is right for that, for the particular company.
Yeah. I do know someone that does do that as well, but I'm going back. He's been working about 30 odd years and doesn't advertise it so much. And I know he works with some really big businesses.
Oh, wow.
Because I actually know people that can, mediums that actually work for the Secret Service as well. So there's so many different ways in which energy and people work. So it's a fascinating world when we talk about blocks. It's just getting it into like a palatable way for people to take it on board what we actually do and what we
Yeah.
can do and how we can release blocks and how we can help people with this. It's kind of crossing that bridge of having that belief system and people buying into it. I guess if you go to the top of the company and they're buying into it, everyone else kind of doesn't have a choice. But you kind of can see where the blocks are within the company. Do you look at auras as well of an organization? Can you see them?
No, I don't get auras. I never have been able to. It's something I'd really like to develop, actually. That's something I've never been gifted with. I just feel the energy more than anything else. I can pick up on an energy in a room immediately and know whether or not we're going down the right road or not. And then I go from there, you know, because I could feel that even the school that I was working or talking to about, I could see people going, oh yeah, that's a really cool idea. Yeah, that's really good. Hasn't materialized yet, but that's fine. Because I don't want to push at the same time. This is about, you know, free will at the same time. I want to I'm there to help. If they don't think that's appropriate, then that's fine. I don't want to push that on anything because it's obviously not meant to be. It's just allowing that, you know, it's just really trying to open up and give businesses that opportunity to do that, because I just want to help. That's all I want to do. I just want to help.
Yeah, absolutely. Getting back to the questions quickly.
Yeah, loads coming in now.
Serena's asked, do you use your teaching skills when working with spirit?
Do you know what? That's a really interesting question, because yes, I have literally just started doing that. I've actually got 2 clients coming to my house on Saturday who really want to develop their spirituality. And because I'm quite new to how much I've learned, I want to pass on what I've learned to those people and how I've developed and the things that I've done. So for me, I'm just starting to touch on a bit of teaching. It's nothing heavy. It's nothing like how I know other mediums that are fantastic at teaching and that have brought me on my journey and helped me. But it's more about the journey that I've done and helping them the way that I feel and what Spirit's given me. So I do a bit of teaching with that. So I can't wait to do that on Saturday again. And I think as time goes on and the more that I develop, the more I'd like to actually do a bit more teaching and consulting and sort of like coaching, because you know, it is where, and I do honestly believe this is why I was actually a teacher beforehand, because I believe I had to go into the teaching route before I could then go to here. But before I can teach, you know, at great length with what I do now, I have to obviously learn a lot more myself. It's all about the learning and the teaching, you know, and the guidance. So yeah, I'm really excited about that, and I'd love to be doing more of it.
Yeah, Ben's hi Ben.
Hi, Ben.
Ben's a medium, and he says he's been doing similar work using psychic mediumship to help move them forward with businesses. It is a unique opportunity, and I think it's a great thing to do.
Yeah,
it really is. Okay, some more. Oh, all the way down in Australia. Hi, Wendy. It is
Wendy.
early there, so well done for tuning in. It must be about 7 a.m. there.
Yeah.
We got a question here from Julianne. Hi, Julianne. Do certain readings stay with you and stick in your memory?
Yeah, do you know what? That's a really interesting question, because I mean, obviously I do a lot of readings since obviously I've started this and allowed this to happen and allowed Spirit to come through. I'm getting a lot of readings come in now, which is great. I'm, you know, not moaning at all. So obviously, you know, when you're channeling, generally speaking, it comes out and it's gone. But there are certain clients that I suddenly think, you know, sometimes they'll come back to you and they'll go, oh, do you remember so and so, Mike? And I think, no, I don't remember that at all, because you're channeling all the time. But there are certain things that do stick with you with certain clients, only because I think it blows you away with what you're given at the time. It's those particular clients that does resonate with me. And then sometimes actually when I've had my repeat clients and they've come back to me and they've gone for a reading, and they'll start talking about something. I'll go, oh, hang on, Spirit's just given me that's what you did before. Hang on, and it will come back again. So I won't remember at the time, but as I'm channeling, something will then come back through again. So yes, it does sometimes. It does.
Awesome. Okay, I've got so many questions here. Okay, sorry, guys. I'm a bit slow with the questions. Rhonda's called you a stalker, by the way, Anthony. I don't know if you want to respond to that, mate.
No, no idea. Oh, probably the website thing, probably.
Quick question from Zoe. She's like, what is your favourite part of mediumship? When
I touch, okay. when I've really touched that person's life and they can resonate with it. So when it's quite an emotional pull, and sounds awful to say, but almost because they're quite tearful, it's because it's really touched their heart, and then I know I've made a difference with them. So I think it's more when I've really connected and made that connection with them, and they've given that message that I needed to hear. Because once I've done that, I just know that person's gone away thinking yes, and it's helped them move on. And I think that's really, for me, that it's the messages that come through for them and how it touches their lives. I think that's my favorite part.
Yeah, awesome. So how can people find you, Bex? Because I've been really bad and forgot to put your contact details on, and I will put the contact details on after the show, so forgive me, everybody.
So there's two ways. I mean, as Anthony's been saying, it's actually my web address is so easy. I couldn't actually believe that it was there when we were putting this together. But it's just www.psychicbex.com. So I thought that's brilliant. Everyone's going to know me as Psychic Bex. But obviously I'm on Facebook as well, and on Facebook I've got a little ray of hope, which is linked to my business, the page I've got as well, which is Psychic Bex for Better Business.
Is it at Psychic Bex? No,
what's that for?
No, sorry, I'm just trying to write this out so people can see it. Have I done that right? Look, I'm just doing this live on air. Is that right?
I've actually got an email address as well. Hang on, I'm just going to have to bring it because I can't remember. I never remember it.
BX, is it Bex rather than?
It's psychicbex@yahoo.com as well. So emails is fine as well. So lots of different ways.
Yeah, apologies for that.
Oh, it's not BECKX, it's BEX.
Yeah.
I'll just
I can't find it.
Yeah. And what's the other site you've got as well, Bex?
So on Facebook, what the email?
You mentioned another form of connection as well.
So I've got email, which is psychicbex@yahoo.com. I've obviously got my website as well, explaining everything on there. And then on Facebook, I started off actually as a little ray of hope, because that is simply what I wanted to do, to bring hope into people's lives. And then with that because it developed, and I was being shown obviously from up there to work with businesses as best I can with well-being. It then the idea again came through for me of Psychic Bex for Better Business. So that's the page you can find as well, Psychic Bex for Better Business.
Yeah. Awesome. So we're going to go into messages in a sec, guys. So, and Bex has said she'd like to give it a go. So we do need you to pin your ears back. If you think this is for you, the message, please, we'd love you to come in the studio so we can get a better connection and give you the message from Spirit.
And please share it, everyone. Share, and you'll get a message then.
Yeah, don't forget to subscribe to Anthony and myself, our YouTube page. And also, I'm just going to click the link in. Now, to get on to this, guys, you have to go either Anthony Doveton Medium, Paul Bannister Medium on Facebook, or on our YouTube pages to see the link. I'm now going to paste that in. And we're going to start working. Bex, first of all, before we do all of this, what's next for you?
What's next for me? Well, definitely to promote my mediumship. I really love doing the mediumship nights, so I'm definitely going to be working with those. As some people might be aware, I'm actually relocating from where I am near Lincolnshire down to Surrey, and where I'm about to move to, there's not actually many people around there that are aware of what I do, or any mediums. I cannot find any mediums very much in that area.
Oh, right.
So I feel like I've got a little bit of a monopoly board to spray out on. And that's what I intend to do. I now want to be doing some mediumship nights down there for some charity. I'm desperate to help charities.
Yeah.
So that's what I want to be branching out into now that I've obviously found my niche with it, and to carry on with my one-to-one readings. But obviously my big plan is to start developing better Psychic Bex for Better Businesses. I really want to be doing mediumship nights for businesses to develop well-being, because it's, for me, it's all about well-being with me. I want to, helping charities and well-being. That's the way forward forward for me. I love my one-to-one readings. I still do those, and I still do them online as well, because I do have clients in Australia, and I do have a client in America as well. And so, you know, we do have to do it online occasionally. And although I love my one-to-one face-to-faces, I do love my online ones as well. So for me, it's a mixture of things just going forward. I just want to develop it further, but particularly the new business venture with working with businesses.
Are you going to have any help with all this? Or it's just you, Bex, doing it all?
Do you know what? My fiance is fantastic. He does all the admin work. He's built my website. He's done all of that. He's so supportive, in between looking after our little 1-year-old.
Can we give him a shout? Can we name him? Can we name him? Bless him. Can we name him?
Yes, his name is Richard Tarrant.
Hello, Richard. You're an
Richard.
Yeah, brilliant.
He's brilliant. He's amazing. I couldn't do it without him. I couldn't do it without his support. And I do believe this is why I've now come into doing it, because I have got the support around me to do it. He's like, it's okay. We'll sort everything between us. We'll do it. And yeah, even on a financial level, because he's allowed me to just step back from that and, you know, really go for this. So yeah, it's been amazing. And really, I'm very, very lucky. I'm very blessed. And we get married in 2 weeks. So
wow.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations. You do know it's all downhill after that, though. I'm gonna get letters for that, I'm sure. Anyway, I can't talk. I just got engaged, so there you go. Oh, we've got loads of congrats coming in. So who wants to go first? Go flip a coin. Who would like to go first?
Not shout at once.
Oh, it's all gone quiet. Is that tumbleweed moment? Who would like to go first? I'm just going to put the link in again.
Yeah, put the link in. Anyone does want to come in the studio, please feel free to come in.
Sharon's put, what, engaged? Rude. Yes, Sharon. Yes, Sharon. Okay. Okay. I can feel you got someone with you, Bex, haven't you? I can feel someone around you.
Oh, I've lost.
Oh, have you lost us?
What's going on?
Oh, can you
I've
still?
lost you.
We can still hear you perfectly.
Yeah, we can still hear
you. Yeah, I'm seeing
that spirit coming in and playing out. I
Yeah,
can tell you that now.
Someone standing behind you.
It's building around your head,
Right.
Bex.
Yeah. Did you want to go first, Bex? Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Tune in.
Yeah, I can feel it.
Yeah.
This is exciting. I love it when mediums agree to work with us, Anthony. It's great fun.
Brilliant.
Give me a minute. I'm just going to tune in.
Okay. I love it how we all pick it up at the same time, too.
Yeah. 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 No pressure.
Yeah, the energy's very tall. It's behind me. It's very, very tall. I can feel the energy's very tall.
Yeah.
Oh, I've got several. Hang on.
You have, because one in particular has been there most of the night while you've been doing the interview. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Keep your ears open.
Right,
everyone.
I've got a really tall. Okay, I've got a really tall gentleman behind me. Okay, can you both see him, Anthony Paul?
Yeah, I can.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, he's touching the back of my head now. Whew. Right. Right, he is showing me this man is very, very tall. Now I don't know who's going to take this, but he is showing me the image of knighthood, as in knight, as in a knight. I've got chains, I've got a red shield, it's got a red shield on it. And he's bringing in the link. I'm just trying to work out if this is linked to him or this is a message. Hang on. This is somehow linked to him. This is linked to him. And I want to say this man is, because he's very, very tall, his energy is very, very strong. And I feel that when he was here, he had a very strong presence. Okay. I want to say he's a strong guide over there now. he's with somebody now, who's somebody who's in the audience tonight. I want to say he's their guide. He's very, very strong around them, but I feel it's on a very okay. It's definitely on a grandfather level. Definitely on a grandfather level, and I want to say it's the grandfather looking after this person now, but they have definitely got links, and I feel there's Welsh links as well. There's Welsh links. So, is anyone able to take that at the moment?
Yes, okay. We'll let you know as soon as we get comments in. We'll feed them to you, Bex.
Yeah.
So if you want to just keep going with whatever you get, because when you stop the flow, it can be so hard for you.
It's a bit different online too.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. The message that's coming through for this person is, and this is the symbolicness as well as I feel there is definitely a link with, I want to say, the armor and the chains. It's old armory, so it's going back quite a lot of years ago, but it's patriotic as well. But I feel the link with it is very much a case of you need to stand your ground. This person this is linked to needs to stand their ground. I feel this is linked. Okay, this is being linked to a female. The female has got in our audience. That's got short hair around here. Okay, and they're saying that this is linked to this lady. It's about there's been too much sorrow. There's been too many. Okay, I wouldn't say she's been walked all over. She's literally being walked all over. She's just not standing up for herself. And I see her almost in tears on the floor, and she's actually been quite upset. And this person is coming through very, very strongly and saying, stand your ground. You need to stand your ground with whatever it is that's going on around you. I still get this link with Wales, though. It's definitely over that side. He's saying to you, I want you to, okay, hang on. He's saying, I'm always with you. All you've got to do is ask. And you know I'm there. You know I'm there. And all I keep seeing is this lady, almost like as a child, just bending over with the cupped, sitting with the knees up and like sort of hugging themselves with their head down with lots of tears. Okay. They're saying to me as well, you are protected, because I feel there's a fear around having. This lady feels that she's not having her, but she's too scared to have her voice. That's what it boils down to. She's too scared to say how she really feels. And he's saying, please have this strength that I'm bringing to you, because you need to have this strength to say how you feel. You need to actually go forth with this, because you don't need to be scared on the path that it's going to take you, because this is the right path. I've got a really churny stomach feeling as I've just said that. It's almost like my stomach has just gone round and round.
Yeah, I can feel it. So, Bex, we've got a lot of people that are saying, yeah, possibly yes. Peter thinks it might be for him. Suzanne can take some of this. Rhonda as well. Guys, jump on the link and come in the studio. If we can hear your voice, it really helps us. If you're in your 90 or curlers in, I was like as a child, but sounds familiar. Possibly Serena as well. So you've got 4 or 5 people that could take the message here.
I want to go with Emma, actually. I feel this could be for Emma.
Yeah, so the lovely Emma Barker, if you can come in, Emma, that will be fantastic. If you can come in on this link, if you can see the link on Paul Anthony.
I feel with the chains, this was a very important person figure going back. So I do feel this is for you, Emma. Okay, Emma, can you take the tears? Can you take what I'm talking about standing your ground? Because I just feel that this is.
Yeah, no problem, Emma. Don't worry.
No problem.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, that is right then. That's what I'm feeling with you. Okay, Sweetheart, I think you do need to stand your ground, because I can just feel you on the floor like a little girl huddled up, crying your eyes out. And he's coming in with his energy so strongly and so tall, because he's just saying to you, remember your roots, remember remember the strength. He's trying to give you the strength that you need to go forward, because I do feel that it's this warrior strength that you need to go forward with what you need to do. Okay. Right. He's saying don't be afraid, because there is a lot of fear. Okay. Right. He's saying to me as well, there's, apart from the fear that's around you, I'm also picking up that too many people are having their opinions and you don't know which one to go down, because you're not listening to yourself. Okay. And what I want you to do is listen to what you need to do, okay, rather than what everybody else is giving their opinion about, because I feel there's all this confusion around you with what this situation is. Okay, and I've got the lump in my throat as well. It's like you're holding back. Okay, release these tears, just let it come out, because it'll be cathartic. Okay, and actually I'm being told you need to let this person see how much it's affecting you. Stop hiding behind doors. Stop hiding behind where it's almost like I'm like I said, going back to a child, like cuddling up, and I feel like I can't actually say what I need to say. I'm too scared of like the adult in the room almost. And I want you to just go forward with that. And I want you to stand your ground and actually say how you feel, because I want you to know, as soon as you start doing that, this Lord is going to come through and just go woof, and you'll get the strength you need to do it. And words, I'm being shown that words are just going to go blah, 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 and they're going to come out, and you're going to think, wow, where did that come from? And it's because they're going to give you the strength. It's almost like they're going to take over and just give you the strength to say what you need to do. Okay. But I don't feel this is just one person. I feel this is almost a lot of people around you that are almost battering you down. This is just not this is not right at the moment. This is not right. You need to be really taking back your power, because inside I can feel you are a very strong lady, but I feel that over time that's really been lost, and it's almost like you're going, I don't know who I am anymore. Okay. Just trust that this strength is there, and you just need to ask for it, because you will go forward with this, and it will make you feel better. I feel like you're going to go through a bit of a rock. I feel like rocky stones. I'm getting rocky stones. It's almost like you've got to go over a few bumps, but then I've got green grass the other side. You will be fine. It will come out the right way. But sometimes we just have to go through those tricky times to move forward, because I've still got this churny feeling in my stomach with you. Okay, just take the plunge, take the path that you know deep down inside. I feel that you know what this is and where you are to go, and just follow it. Follow your heart's desire, because I do feel that at the end of it, because I've just been shown a rainbow at the end as well. It's quite a way off, but I've got rubbly stones, I've got grass, which will be where you ground yourself as well. And things will start improving, and then I've got a rainbow. So I do feel that things will get better, but you've got to trust this, that you need to do this. So I hope that's okay, Emma, for you.
Yeah, I believe it. Yeah, I know Emma would have. Yeah, she said everything. Yeah, not quite. Yeah. Okay. Brilliant. Thank you, Bags. Yeah. Here you go. Here you go. She's got it there. Look. Thank you so much. Yeah, awesome message.
You're welcome, darling.
That was lovely. So your first message live across social media. How did you feel, Bex?
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. It's lovely. I love doing messages to people.
It is beautiful, isn't it? And sending lots of love from Zoe as well to you, Emma. Okay, guys. So I've got somebody with me, and they've been here for some time. I'm not sure who I'm connecting with. I'm just going to go straight into it straight away. I know I've got Mum here because she makes me aware she's Mum. She's also wearing a nightie. She would have loved just getting home and putting her nightie on in the evening. I know she'd always had time for people, this lady. She's also making me aware. I'm not sure if she had cancer. Was cancer? No, it is her. Thank you. It is her. But okay, thank you. And she's telling me she was also a little bit quirky, and also she was there for everybody. She was how can I say this? She always had an ear for people. She was always caring, always loving. She also makes me aware of the 3 children. She's also okay. I know she would have passed with the cancer condition as well. She's making me aware of the cancer. And I'm not sure who's listening to this, who this connects to. Now, I know Peter's come on because I heard I'm not sure if Tom or Tomlinson was the name, and Peter was on earlier. So I'm not sure if you can understand Mum in spirit with cancer. Again, she's giving me memories as well of the children sitting around watching TV and Cracker Jack come up. And that's going back and showing me age now. Cracker Jack. You guys probably don't even know what that is, do you? You don't, do you? Oh God,
I have heard of it.
Yeah,
I've heard of
probably
it.
my age. It's your mum. Okay. Right, definitely. You understand this, Peter. You understand her just okay. She's been here for a while with me, and I did hear the surname Tomlinson, and I saw your name pop up. So I'm just gonna keep going with this. Oh, thank you, Rhonda. She's my era. She understands. Okay, Peter, if you can come in on this link, it would be lovely. I know she's also talking about the dog as well, but she's talking about like just remember those times when Mum was there. My mum had 3 children. Remember those times when she was there. It's really strong. She really comes in like she's trying to level things out for people. She's trying to bring some stability and calmness for people. The prize is in the box. And I don't remember that, Suzanne, but thank you. Okay, yes. She kept making me aware, similar to what Bex had. I kept feeling that feeling within my stomach. I had that, but also her excitement to connect with you and be able to connect with you once more. Would you understand the cup of tea and sympathy that she would give to people? Not just tea, there's also cocoa, because she gave me cocoa as well. Okay, and a biscuit, and I'm seeing ginger biscuits as well. Okay, I'm don't know if you guys can still hear me, but everyone's going a bit faded. I know I've got spirit with me quite strong. Also, she's trying to make me aware of the April birthday. I believe it's around the 17th and 18th, Peter. Would you understand that? I think I've lost him. I'm not sure.
Still there, I think. There he is.
Very accurate. Okay, thanks, Peter. Would you understand, Mum, at this particular time? There's a real sense of missing Mum at this particular moment in time. There's issues in and around the family, and I don't think it's anything major. I just think as people move on in their lives, it kind of feels like people have come away from each other. The 12th of May. No, she's not. She didn't give me the 12th of May. She gave me a date in April, around the 18th and 19th. Oh, sorry, 17th and 18th in April. Okay. Yeah, sorry about the echo, guys. I really am. I'm just going to step away from the mic a little bit. Does that help?
A little bit.
Bex, have you got speakers on? Because sometimes if we've got sound coming out of speakers, it can give us like a reverb. I don't know. But I'm going to have to stop then because it's really affecting me now, the echo. Peter, this lady comes from this beautiful energy. I know there's a birthday coming up. She's making me aware of as well. She's giving you birthday cake. And again, wanting to be around the family. I'm going to leave her love with you if you can't come in. She's also talking about Christmas as well and loving Christmas. Would you understand this, Peter? It stopped. It has stopped. Yeah, just about. I can still hear myself coming back. You still getting that, Anthony?
No, you're right, mate.
Oh, I'll carry on then. Peter, can you, because I've lost messages from Peter. Do you understand this?
Oh, there he is.
Okay, here we go. Doesn't ring bells. Okay, just hold on to that. I believe it's either a sister or an auntie connection with that date. But I know there's a connection with that. I love Christmas. Also, he's making me aware someone here has been poorly as well. I'm not sure whether it's cancer or there was a cancer scare. Just making me aware. Also trying to give me the S name. I'm sorry, I can't quite pull that through. I am going to try. I believe it's Simon. I'm not sure. I'm not sure with that. Yeah, the echo is awful. I'm so sorry, guys. I am going to have to stop. I'm going to leave Mum's love with you, Peter. He's around you all at this moment in time. Okay. So I don't know where that echo's coming from, guys. I'm just going to move my mic away. Anthony, did you want to take over? Yeah, it's a really bad refurb. All right, guys, I'll leave you. Can you hear me, Anthony?
Yeah, I can hear you, mate. Yeah.
You want to try it from your again?
Yeah, for some reason getting feedback. I don't know. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you, Peter. Awesome. Sounds demonic. I'm not sure it's demonic. I don't think it's no reason to. Okay, Matt. I'll leave it over to you. Hopefully I'll calm myself down.
Yeah, hopefully I haven't got any feedback either. A little bit. Okay, I've got a gentleman's coming through to me. There's a number of different spiritual people around tonight. But I've got a gentleman who's making me aware of a condition around the throat. And as he comes in, I don't feel this man is very large in stature. I don't whether this man had some kind of illness that where he lost weight. That kind of description would fit the way he's showing me with his stature. But as I come in, I get this real pressure around the throat with this man, and I really do feel there's a connection. Oh, there's feedback on me as well, is there? Oh God.
Yeah,
okay.
Things are end.
Must be our end, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll keep going anyway. Must be spirit again. I've been having this all weekend with technical problems with mics and speakers. Anyway, I've got this gentleman who's coming in. I really do feel a pressure around the throat with this man. I do feel there's some kind of cancer condition or real bad illness with this man, and he's giving me a feeling around the chest and throat area. And I am getting a real draw towards smoke with this man, and I can smell it and I can taste it on my tongue as well, which is really interesting in this respect of what they're giving me. And as I come in, I can see smoke, and I don't know whether this is a fire he's showing me or some kind of accident or connection with smoke around the house. And it just makes my throat feel really sort of strong with what I can't breathe very well. Also, this man is coming in with some kind of understanding about the throat, whether he or someone around him has had some kind of surgery with their throat or something, because I feel like I've had my throat cut in a surgical procedure, whether it's a tracheotomy or whether it's something to do with a connection around corrective surgery around the throat, which is interesting. And as he comes in, I do feel this man would have had either two children. He's making me aware of two children as well. He's got connections with. My father had throat cancer and smoked. He had tracheotomy. Okay. Straight in there, Suzanne. It's Suzanne, isn't it? Not Susanna. Okay, Suzanne, would you understand this man? I'm not trying to make this fit, but would you understand that he did lose weight and became quite thin towards the latter stages of his? She's gone.
Yeah, it could be the link that we had. She might come back in a sec.
The sound's different now as well.
Yeah.
Yes. Around I just feel this man would have lost weight and really sort of struggled towards the end as well. He's also saying, Suzanne, thank you. He's saying really, really strongly and putting it in my mind, the word thank you, and it was quite loud. So whether you cared for him in some capacity, but he feels like he honors you. He's honoring you in a real strong way and thanking you over and over again. So whether you nursed him or cared for him in some capacity, it comes through that he's just very, very thankful. He's a very gentle soul. Whether I do feel he had a bit of a temper on him from time to time, and I feel he was a bit impatient and a little bit stubborn as well. But I do feel genuinely he's got a heart of gold as well. But I do feel he has a bit of a poker face on him as well in the way that he conducts himself. I feel he keeps his heart close to his chest as well. Other people flying up messages there. Yeah, please come in, Suzanne, if you can. I can take it too, but internal operation on the throat. This is the gentleman in spirit with the throat surgery. I feel, Bethany. So, but still keep your ears open. That's fine. Yes, this is my father. Very serious, but heart of gold. Yeah, Absolutely. And also, as this gentleman's come close to me, and it's been building since Paul and Bex was doing their unique readings just now too. I just feel really cold, and as he comes in, he's affecting my temperature as well, and he's also putting a thermometer underneath my tongue as well. So, can you understand, Suzanne, whether you or someone around your family that he's making me aware of has had some kind of cold or virus or COVID or whatever you want to call it? Because I feel that I've got a thermometer underneath my tongue now as well. So that's quite interesting how he's given me that as well. Very, very genuine man. I feel that this man's a good listener, and he's also making me aware that he just want to hear your stories. He's very interesting. He finds other people very interesting. It's like, let's turn the TV off. Let's sit down and have a cup of tea, and let's have a meaningful conversation. I just want to hear about what you've been up to in your day or your life. He's very, very patient to want to listen to other people's stories, but not very patient with his own characteristics in that side. Genuine and honest, absolutely. And also, Suzanne, can you take the birthday it's coming up? Because I feel it's in the next 3 to 4 weeks, and I'm getting that as a number in weeks, not a number on the calendar for the month. It feels like roughly 3 weeks away, I want to say, because he's putting red balloons around my head and your head as well, and tying the balloons together. So there's a symbolic connection there as well. And also he's talking about the gold ring as well. And now he's making me aware that this is a ring that would have belonged to him. Now, whether this gold ring, 3 weeks until hopefully it's your birthday. And happy birthday if it is. He's making me aware of a gold band. Now, whether this is a wedding band or friendship band of his that's left or passed down through the family as well. Oh, right. Well, that is a sort of like I'm not going to make that fit, but it's an anniversary. But I feel it's more of a birthday as well, Suzanne. So just open your mind up for me, please. And I feel it's more to do with that as well as an anniversary of the death as well. I'm not disputing that, but it does feel about balloons. If your mum's got a real connection towards balloons, that will clinch that anyway. But it's a male gold wedding ring or wedding band. And okay, if it's connect, that's fine. If you can take it as her wedding band, that's absolutely fine. I did see it as a male gold wedding band, have to be honest. And I feel it was on his finger. But at the same time, he's given me the understanding that he wouldn't have worn the ring. But for some reason, whether it didn't fit or it was too tight or it was uncomfortable or it cut into his finger or something, I don't feel that he would have worn the ring, but he's talking about it. He's also talking about another ring now, would you believe, with a black center to it or like a black plate on the front of it or something. She wore it 67 years. I have it. Okay, that's fine. You can take the ring. You can take some rings. No worries. That's absolutely fine. And also, he's making me aware of problems around the legs as well that he had, whether it's around the hips or around the upper section of the legs. And I just feel so weak. I just feel my body's just frail. I just feel frail as I go on. But previously, I feel I'm a quite fit man. I feel with this gentleman that he would have worked inside and outside. It's taken me inside and outside. So whether he ran his own business and he had other people that he either did jobs for or worked with him, he's given me an understanding that there's people around him when he was in work as well. I do feel with this man, I've got a close set of friends. I don't feel like I've got like thousands of friends or hundreds of friends, but I just feel he's saying I can count the amount of friends on one hand, whether that's 5 or 4 or something like that. I just give that a strong indication of that that I've got just close people to me. I don't need a lot of people, but I'm happy with a small amount of people as well. And he is also making me aware of animals around you as well. Yeah, absolutely. A bit of a loner, but at the same time, a deep thinking soul as well. And can you also take money with this man? He's making me aware of money. So whether he's left us a sum of money or something like that, but he's also shown me an envelope with it, like Bex is coming in. It's showing me an envelope, like with a check inside it or something like that. It's indicated with money that's blocked off, like money that's disclosed or something that's to do with money that's out of sight in that respect as well. So I don't know if that makes any sense to you as well. So it's something, a connection with money around the family as well. So I don't know if you can take that as well, Suzanne.
Beautiful, mate. Beautiful.
I feel that I'm going to just draw this message to a close now. But thank you ever so much for working with me.
Beautiful. Thank you, guys. Thanks, everyone, for working with us and persevering with the sound. We've got Bex back. Your laptop just crashed and died.
Literally.
Oh, dear.
Yeah.
Well, Bex, thank you for coming on tonight. We've really enjoyed it. We've really enjoyed the interview. Thank you for sharing your story with us. We really appreciate it. Can you pick somebody from our lovely comments? I don't know if you can see the comments now. And we can then I'll have a look at that in a bit, Peter. We'll go from there. So I think it's your turn, mate, isn't it?
It is. It is. If you could pick someone that's shared Bex through the show tonight, that would be fantastic.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how I do that because I'm on my phone now. Where do I find the people?
Oh, right.
Okay, that I do not know because I've never done a show on my phone, so I don't.
No, I haven't either.
So can I pick one for you, Anthony? Is that okay?
Yeah, as long as as you know, you don't know them.
Okay, I'm gonna go with I don't know. I'm gonna go with Serena Galvin.
Oh, another one, Serena. Another one in short proximity. Well done.
Oh, has she already had one already?
She's had one not so long ago, yeah.
If you don't mind, Serena. Oh, well, that's the thing. We've got to go with it, haven't we? Did she have one with you?
She did with her other half, yeah.
Well, why don't you? I'll do Serena because she's not had a reading with me. I'll do a half-hour one with Serena.
Do you want to pick another one?
I'll pick one for you that you've not had. Have you done one for Julianne Barber?
No, I haven't.
Julianne Barber, well done. You've won a reading.
Well done, Serena. Get another one as well.
Yeah, fair, because it's nice. Okay, it'd be interesting to see what I pick up and what, it'd be great. Bex, thank you so much for coming on tonight. We can't thank you enough for coming on and sharing your views and what your experience is, and we really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you ever so much, Bex. It's been great.
Yeah.
Thank you both for having me. It's been lovely. Thank you.
The pleasure. And we're back this time next week, mate, aren't we?
We are. We're back again.
We have another great guest. We've got a really great guest next week, as always. And I hope everyone has a fantastic weekend. And we'll see you on the other side. Not literally, though.
No, not yet.
Yeah.
Have a great week, everyone.
Bye. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.